Few signs you're about to win the lottery. Many lottery winners have reported experiencing something unusual before their big wins, an unshakable gut feeling, vivid dreams, or even mysterious signs from the universe. Could it happen to you today? I'm sharing 7 real signs that lottery winners have, stories from actual winners that I personally have interviewed. Now, it's important to note that the signs in this video do not guarantee a lottery win. You should always play responsibly. Always. It's very important. Never spend more than you can afford to lose time of people that have won major prizes that have dreamt about it, that believe they followed their intuition or that they manifested their wins, and they are so fascinating. So let's dive in right now. Sign number 1, you have dreamt about it before you've won. Now, this has happened all the time. In fact, this happened to me. It's my life story. Shortly before I won the Powerball in 1999, I had a very vivid dream about it. And in the dream, I had already won. It had already happened. And we see these stories in media. It happens all the time. In fact, I have actually also interviewed a few other lottery winners who also dreamt about it, including Kelly Grace Gaddis, who won a Lucky for Life prize in the U.S. state of Washington. But hey, the clock said it was 2:00 p.m. She dreamt the name of the clerk and the name of the game, Lucky for Life, even though she didn't regularly play the lottery. And then she went into the store that she didn't normally go to. She saw the name of this clerk, and then she purchased a Lucky for Life ticket because that's what she dreamt about. And then she won the jackpot. I also interviewed someone who won a $45 million prize in the same year that I did in 1999 from the state of New York. But he actually had a series of dreams with his grandmother, encouraging him to check his tickets before he knew that he had won. And sure enough, he had. It is so incredible. And some people have even dreamed about specific numbers in their dreams. And then they went out and played those numbers and won major prizes. Is this a coincidence, or is it possible that our subconscious minds are tapping into something greater? Sign number 2, you keep seeing the same lucky numbers. Have you ever repeatedly noticed the same numbers appearing everywhere? Well, some winners have. Take a look at Deborah Brown's story. She saw numbers 1, 0, 3, and 1 multiple times in a single day. Feeling strongly compelled, she bought 30 lottery tickets with those very numbers and won $150,000. Or take a look at Rick Knutson from California, who won a massive $180,000 million MegaMillions. But before he won, something really interesting happened. Over a 2-day period, when he received a bill or a receipt for things, like when he went to dinner or went to a convenience store, there would be zero change, no change. It was even. These transactions were different transactions, and each one of them had zero change. That was an even amount. And to him, this must have been inspiring, because he said that he was feeling lucky because of this. He went and he purchased a lottery ticket and won an astonishing $180 million MegaMillions jackpot. Explainable urge to buy a ticket. There are lottery winners, many of which I've interviewed, but you see these stories in media all the time of people that felt a sudden urge to play, and then they won. And some winners weren't necessarily planning to buy a ticket, but suddenly felt a strong pull to do so. I interviewed Angel Morrison, whose family won a massive $165 million MegaMillions jackpot from New Jersey. So Angel was a teenager when this happened. Her mother purchased this ticket because Angel encouraged her to play. And when I interviewed her, she spoke of earning $165 million jackpot. Sign number 4, synchronicities. Sometimes life aligns in unusual ways before major wins. One of the most famous lottery winners in Australia, Bill Morgan, had a series of serendipitous events. before coming back to life after a fatal heart attack, which in and of itself beats the odds. And then he won a car from the lottery. But it gets better because some TV reporters were following him with cameras to reenact this lottery win. He scratched off another ticket with the cameras right there, again, this time a massive $250,000. On live TV. I just won 250,000. I'm not joking. I just won 250,000. Sign number 5, knowing something big is coming. Men knowing that something big was imminent. Now, this doesn't happen to everybody, but it does happen to some people. Just look at Randy Rush, who I interviewed, who won a major Lotto Max jackpot of 50 million a few years ago. But he described the night that he won, feeling the energy. Before I won the lottery in 1999, that particular day, I felt like it was going to happen. I told other people it was going to happen. I played some color-coded card games that night when I got off work, and I'm partially colorblind, and it was a guessing game. I can't see certain shades of magenta, but I guessed, and I won practically every hand just from guessing. So I just felt very, very lucky, and I just felt like it was going to happen. Is that a coincidence, or is there something more to it? Sign number 6, intentional man out there that have won major prizes who believe that they have intentionally manifested their wins. I have interviewed quite a few of them. Just take a look at Cynthia Stafford, who won a 112 million MegaMillions jackpot, but she specifically visualized the amount, a 112 got to this amount. She spoke about it out loud. She believed it was going to happen. She visualized it, and then she won that exact amount. She is not alone. This has happened and does happen to a lot of people, like Daniel Howard, who won. He wrote out a check to himself for £1 million and said that he was going to win by a certain date, and then he won £1 million right before that date. Really, what more proof can you have? The fact that I actually wrote a check for £1 million and then it actually happened. If that doesn't prove to people that it can actually be a real concept, then I don't know what does. I recently interviewed Gary as well, who won £1 million from Australia, and he had recently read the book The Secret. And then it happened. I had just bought a book called The Secret not long before, maybe just a couple of into Kmart, and I had these visions where I was just imagining myself in the future where everything was going to be okay. I felt completely relaxed, completely at ease, just comforted. And this magic feeling coming over me when I was just staring into nothing, trying to have this day. But these types of stories happen all the time, and I find them extremely fascinating. Sign number 7, faith and spiritual belief. Some winners attribute their lottery wins to faith, prayer, or divine intervention. I can't tell you how many people I've interviewed. One of the most astonishing stories that I have heard comes from Chang Siphon, who won one of the largest Powerball jackpots in history, scoring a massive $1.3 billion with AB. His story is so heartwarming because he's fighting